Today we are going to talk about income tax and sales tax. Income tax is a percent of the income earned from a job. Income tax is subtracted from the original amount before the final paycheck is given to the employee. Income tax rates are represented in percent form and vary depending on the total income a family or a person earns for the entire year. So here's our first example. An accountant has an annual income of $152,125. The income rate the accountant has to pay is 6%. What is the amount of income tax in dollars and cents the accountant has to pay? So the first thing we're going to do is set up a proportion. So that's where we have two fractions, where a fraction equals another fraction. So the way we set up this is we have our percent always over 100, and we have our total amount of money over here. And then this is what we'll be looking for. So that's kind of a generic proportion to kind of help us set up for each problem. So we're going to set this up using our example to the side. So our total for this problem is $152,125. The percent is 6. We can find that information right here and right here. Now we have 100 down here, and that is because percent is always out of 100. So now we're going to cross multiply. So we have 152,125. We're going to multiply by 6. So that's 5 times 3 is 30. 5 times 6, is 30. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. Here the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So we get 912,750. And now we have to do the next step. We're dividing down. Okay, so we take the number we got and we are going to divide it by 100. So when we divide by 100, all we really have to do is move the decimal 2 times to the left. So if I write out my answer over here to the side, and I move the decimal 2 times to the left, starts here, and I move it once and twice. So I end up getting $9,127.50. So when I rewrite it, nice and neat, I get this amount. And that is our income tax that he has to pay. Here's example 2. It says, based on the table below, determine how much income tax Justin owed in 2014 if he filed as a single and earned a total of $10,200 working after school. Round your answer to the nearest dollar. So we got to pick out a few important things from this story. It said he filed as a single person and he earned a total of $10,200. So the first thing I have to do is I have to find where it is filed as single, and that is right here. So I'm going to highlight that column. So we're highlighting the single file because that is what he filed as. The other columns now do not matter, so we're going to cross them out. Married and head of household do not matter. Now it says that he earned a total of $10,200. So in this range right here, I need to find where $10,200 would fit. So I look at this first one, 0 to 9,000. Well, 10,000 is more, so this one is not it. I look at the second one, 9,000 to 36,000. Well, 10,000 fits in that range. So we're going to highlight right here. in the column that is highlighted by both will tell us what range he's in. So that tells us our 15%. So now, just like the last problem, we have a total of 10,200, and we know he has to pay a percent of 15%. So now we can set up our problem. Let's scoot this in so we have a little more room. So we're going to set up our proportion. Remember, we have our total down here. We have the 100 down here, and we have our percent up top. And this is our question mark because we want to know how much income tax he is going to pay. So our total is going to be the 10,200. The percent we found out was 15%. And the 100 is always down here. So we're going to cross multiply. So we get 10,200. We're multiplying by 15. We get 0, 0, 10, carry the 1. That would be 0 plus 1 is 1, and 5. X these out, put an X for place value. We get 0, 0, 2, 0, and 1. Add these up. And there's no decimals, so we get 153,000. Now, that last step is very important. You cannot forget it. We divide down. If you forget to divide down, it will be a very wrong answer. You have to divide by the 100. So when we divide by 100, all we do is we move that decimal place 2 spots to the left. So our final answer would be $1,530 that he has to pay for income tax. Sales tax is a percent of the cost of an item or items a customer purchases from a store. Sales tax is added to the items bought before the total amount is paid. Sales tax rates are represented in percent form and vary from city to city, state to state. In Texas, grocery or food items are not taxable when purchased at the grocery store. So here's our first example of sales tax. It says a refrigerator is priced at $525.50. There's a 6% sales tax rate. What is the sales tax for the refrigerator in dollars and cents? So just like income tax, we're going to set up a proportion. It's the same format. We have our total down here. Our 100 is always over or under a percent, and our question mark is above our total. So we're going to now fill in what we know. We know 6%, we know the 100, and we know the total of $525.50. Now we're going to cross multiply. So we get $525.50. We're going to multiply by 6. 0, and this is 30. We get 30 plus 3 is 33. We get 12 plus 3 is 15. We get 30 plus 1 is 31. And there's 2 decimal places, so I move the decimal 2. And now I do the second part, is I have to divide by 100. So the first time we moved the decimal here was because we have 2 decimal places up top. Now we have to divide by 100, which means we're going to move the decimal 2 more places. So here's dividing by 100 right here. So the sales tax would be $31.53. So this is just the sales tax. If it was looking for total, we would add our sales tax plus the original cost of the refrigerator. That is if they want the total. Here's our second example of sales tax. It says Cassie wants to buy a pair of shoes for $26.50 and a shirt for $9.50. If the sales tax rate is 8.5%, what will be the amount of sales tax on Cassie's purchases? So it doesn't give us an actual total here. It gives us two different items, and we are going to have to add them together. So we get $26.50, and we have to add it to the other thing she's buying, $9.50. So we get $36 as our total amount she is spending. Now we can set up our proportion. Again, it's the percent over 100, the total on the bottom, and the question mark up top. So let's fill in what we know. We know she's spending a total of $36. And we can put decimals since it's money. We know the hundred's always down here, and the percent is 8.5, as stated in the problem. Now we're going to cross multiply. So we have $36 multiplied by 8.5. So 5 times 0 is 0, 0. 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. X for place value, we get 0, 0. 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. So now we're going to add. We get 0, 0, 0, 16. This is 10, and 3. Now we need to look up top. We have 2 decimals in this number and 1 decimal in this number. So all together, up top, that is 3 decimals. So there should be 3 decimals down low. Now we have to do the second part, which is to divide down. It's a very important part. If you don't divide, it will be wrong. When we divide by 100, we just move our decimal twice to the left to get $3.06. Now that is the sales tax. So if we were looking for the total, again, this is sales tax. If we were looking for the total of the entire bill, we would add our sales tax, which is $3.06, back to the original of $36. If we were looking for the total. Since it's only asking for sales tax, $3.06 is perfectly fine.